Hi everybody, this is a tutorial on how to find everything you need inside of our online course. Brightspace is a new content management system to the University of Ottawa, so I thought it might be useful for you to hear me talking about where I've put all of the important information for you inside of our course environment. This is the home page, and this is what you should see when you log in. EDU5287, Emerging Technologies in Learning. And I've tried to keep the home page really clean and simple. I've just put essential user links, so you can see links to 3 documents that are very important to you as you begin the course here. And this is also where you'll see announcements. Now, there are no announcements presently to display, but I did want to point out that you can actually update your notifications from the home page. So if you would like to get instant notifications by email or SMS about any of these things, feel free to update those notifications so you never miss an update. If you click on the content, here at the top navigational structure, you click on content, this is where you're going to find the substance of the course. And you'll see that there is a table of contents, so you can get just a nice clean view of the modules that are open for you. When you log in the first time, you will see that there are 2 modules open. Module 0, which is a really simple starting place. It's where the syllabus can be found and where basic information about the course is curated for you. It also includes an invitation for you to introduce yourself in a discussion topic. So you just click on that, you can start a new thread and introduce yourself to your colleagues in the class. We are, a learning community. We are a fully online learning community. So it is important for each of us to take a second, introduce ourselves to one another so that we all get a sense of who's in the class. I'm going to click on Module 1 here because it's important for you to understand that the structure for each of the modules will be consistent. I will have sort of an image up here to introduce you to the module, and I'll have information about when the module begins and when it ends. And then each week you're going to have 3 consistent pages: Think Big, Explore, and Take Action. Think Big is where the lecture is provided. So these pages will include text, images, videos, hyperlinks, lists of references, and I do try to use headings. So for any of you who use text-to-speech readers, I do use the style sheet so that I'm using headings. Hopefully that will make it really easy for you to navigate through the structure of that Think Big page. Explore pages are always opportunities for you to learn about new digital tools, applications that are connected in some way to the course or to the module theme, I should say. So in Module 1, this is what the Explore page looks like. You'll have a chance to think about professional websites as networking tools and Twitter as a professional networking tool. And then the Take Action page is where all of the things that you need to complete during the module are listed for you. And I've decided to use this third-party application called Test Teach with Blendspace to create this sort of choice board. Each module, I would like for you to make a choice of an activity that will demonstrate to me and to yourself what it is that you've learned, or sort of it's an opportunity for you to synthesize your understanding during each module. And I've tried to provide 3 different options so that each of you can find a way to engage with the content from the module in a way that's interesting to you. Once you've completed that, you'll actually hyperlink that work to the Share Tracker document. So this is just an easy way for you to keep track of what it is that you've done each module. And it's also a way for me to visually see what it is that you've completed too. I'm going to be able to link or click on those links and see the work that you've done at the end of each module as well. So you'll be curating the work that you do here. On the choice board too, I also list the required action items in relation to the major course assignment. And the course assignment for EDU5287 this semester is to create a learning resource, a digital learning resource for peers in your professional context. And so each module, you'll have sort of a list of steps that will hopefully keep you on track and moving toward completion of that learning resource by the end of the semester. So we've got options and we have required work. Okay, so those action items will always be curated for you on those take action pages. And then just going back to the module here, you see that any readings or additional links or discussion forums, they will also be listed here underneath these three consistent pages. I find that in an online course, when the structure is consistent, it really does help to orient students, and I do hope that that is also helpful to you as learners. A couple of other things just to point out, grades. So D2L, of course, does have a grade book. I'm not going to be using the grade book. Each of you will be, however, receiving feedback and grades inside of a personalized version of this document, which is called the evaluation notebook. Everybody has access to the template, and this is the place where all of the assignments for the course are described. Evaluation criteria are listed. So please take some time during Module 0 to read through this, but know by the end of the first week of our course, when typically the roster has stabilized, I'll be creating a personalized version of this document for you, sharing it only with you, and it becomes a bit of a journal where we can share our thoughts, and I'll certainly document any feedback that I'm wanting to give you on your assignments inside of this. All students have commenting privileges, so you can certainly add comments and we can have discussions sort of through a comment thread in relation to your work. Okay, so that's where all of the grading and the feedback will take place in the course. If I go back here, I also wanted to mention I've got a calendar, where important events in the class, deadlines, when modules open and end, all of that will be, ready for you there. Class progress, there's nothing, for anybody to see here right now, but this is typically where analytics are provided, and I do pay attention to student analytics inside of the learning management system. So typically I can see information like how many times you log on, what information you've clicked on, how much time you've spent inside of the course. So keep track of that yourself, just as a way to sort of evaluate your progression in the course, because I certainly will be taking a look at that information as well. It's always helpful to me to see, who's logging on and when, and it can be a good indicator as the instructor, about maybe students who are struggling a little bit or not really keeping up with the course. So I'm definitely keeping my eye on that. I did also just want to mention to you that I will be creating groups by the end of the first week as well. Once I get to know a little bit about who you are, I'm going to be putting each of you into a group of 4 so that you feel that you've got a small group within sort of a larger class that you can work closely with. You can ask one another questions, provide feedback to one another on your developing assignments. There'll be lots of activities that you'll be able to do inside of your groups during the course. So I just wanted to show you the list. I've named all of the groups or houses after famous or influential or particularly awesome U Ottawa alumni, people who are involved in the university community. I think it's a way for us to build some real pride in who we are as an institution. So you'll all be assigned to a house. Make sure you Google the person after whom your house is named. I think you'll be really impressed by all the people after whom I've named these groups. I think that is really all that I wanted to show you. If you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to reach out to me. But I do hope you enjoy the course. It's been a lot of fun to set it up inside of this new content management system for you. As always, there will inevitably be little bugs that we encounter along the way. But my approach to those problems is always, we'll get through it, we'll find a solution, we'll work through it. So don't stress if something goes wrong technically, we'll work through it, and I really hope you enjoy the course. Thanks.